Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where we bring you the latest updates, fun moments, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss. For a long time, I believed nothing could ever surpass the legendary shock of Reilly's eviction on Big Brother 27. That moment lived in my head like a storm trapped inside a bottle. Fans screamed online. Live feed viewers created conspiracy theories. Even house guests seemed stunned by their own choices. Reilly walked out the door like a firework that exploded too early, yet still lit up the sky. It felt like the peak of Big Brother chaos, and I truly thought no version of the show anywhere in the world could ever challenge it. Then, the Australian spinoff aired its most recent eviction episode, and suddenly even Rachel's iconic meltdown looked tame. What happened in Big Brother Australia was not just dramatic, it changed the entire definition of unpredictable gameplay. It was an eviction that shattered the structure of the season, tore alliances to pieces, and made the host stare into the camera with the same expression people get when they drop a glass jar on tile flooring. It was a beautiful disaster, and I watched the whole thing unfold thinking one thought: this absolutely beats Reilly's Big Brother 27 eviction. The memory of Reilly's Big Brother 27 exit. Before the Australian chaos, we must revisit the moment that once held the crown. Rachel had arrived on Big Brother 27 with the force of a returning legend. She won competitions with ease, delivered confessionals like battle speeches, and shaped alliances with the confidence of someone who knew how powerful her presence was. At the midpoint of the season, the house had fractured so violently that every conversation felt like a knife fight disguised as a picnic. Rachel ended up blindsided after a whirlwind of last-second deals and whispered betrayals. She gave one final outrageous speech on her way out, and her exit rippled through the franchise like a tectonic shift. Fans still quote the episode. It felt unmatched, untouchable, eternal. But Australia said, "Watch this." Australia's version of chaos arrived. Big Brother Australia has always played by looser rules, bigger twists, wilder personalities, a structure that treats unpredictability as a natural ingredient rather than an accident. But even by their standards, this eviction became something unprecedented. The nominees were Mia, the unshakable challenge ace, and Levi, the charismatic strategist who built alliances like a mechanic rebuilding engines. Both had strong social ties, which already made the vote tense. Yet the house seemed aligned toward removing Levi. It was supposed to be straightforward, predictable even, but nothing in this episode obeyed logic. A vote began to spiral. During the live vote, one particular house guest, Cody, decided to embrace something far beyond strategy. He had floated comfortably throughout the season, always smiling, always harmless, always agreeable. A human good luck charm. That was the impression anyway. When he went into the diary room, he voted to evict Mia, even though the house was expecting to remove Levi. Cody looked directly into the camera with a small grin that suggested he had been waiting all season for this exact moment of disruption. Suddenly, the vote stood tied. Shock spread through the audience and among the house guests as if a cold wind had swept across them. Big Brother Australia has a rule for ties. The safe house guests must debate in open view before casting a sudden death vote. Never has a rule been regretted so fast. The debate that became instant television history. What followed was 10 minutes of pure, unfiltered reality chaos. Tash, the unpredictable wild card of the season, launched into a fiery argument, essentially accusing Cody of doing the strategic equivalent of lighting a match in a fireworks factory. Cody defended himself by claiming the game needed new energy. Levi gave a speech filled with emotion and determination, even though no one had asked for such intensity. Mia remained still and composed, which somehow made the room even more tense. Her calmness radiated danger. Viewers online lost their minds. The audience in studio reacted in waves of laughter, shock, and disbelief. It felt like watching 5 different shows play out in the same moment. When the sudden death vote arrived, the tension became overwhelming. The twist that broke the game. The final vote once again came down to Cody. He approached the voting podium with deliberate slowness and theatrical flair. Then he delivered the statement that will live forever in Big Brother history. He said he voted to evict both nominees. Gasps exploded throughout the room. The host blinked in pure confusion. The house guests froze like statues. Production scrambled to interpret the action. Of course, the rules did not allow a double eviction vote, but the very attempt upended everything. Cody had written Levi's name, so the eviction counted toward Levi, but the shock of his dramatic declaration sent the house spiraling into noise and chaos as Levi exited the house in a storm of disbelief. Mia survived, yet looked far more shaken than victorious. Tash fainted briefly, then jumped back up and asked if the cameras had captured it clearly. The moment went viral instantly. Australia had delivered something wild, something unhinged, something unforgettable. Why it surpasses Rachel Reilly's Big Brother 27 eviction. Rachel's eviction was iconic, legendary, a high point in franchise chaos. But Australia managed something even bolder. They broke the rhythm of the game. They disrupted the structure of the live show itself. They created a moment so chaotic that production could not control it. They revealed the brutal, unpredictable heart of the Big Brother format. Rachel's eviction felt like the culmination of strategic warfare. Australia's eviction felt like a rogue thunderstorm that swallowed the game whole. That is why the Australian spinoff now holds the new crown. Final thought. I never thought I would witness anything that could challenge the raw power of Rachel Reilly's Big Brother 27 eviction. But the Australian spinoff delivered a moment that was bigger, messier, stranger, and more unforgettable. It was a disruption so bold that it redefined what a Big Brother eviction can be.
And then spontaneously combusted. Act 1. A straightforward vote. Mia and Levi were the nominees. Levi was the target, or so everyone believed. Tash, who had been campaigning for Levi to stay, spent the morning pulling house guests aside with an energy level you only see in Panera employees 10 minutes before closing. Cody kept nodding along and promising everyone the plan is the plan, which should have been the first red flag. The audience expected a clean 9-3 vote to evict Levi. Then, the live eviction began. Act 2, Cody's betrayal heard around the globe. During the voting, Cody waltzed into the diary room and delivered the single most jaw-dropping voting speech in Australian history. I vote to evict Mia, because chaos deserves company. And then he winked. He winked at the camera like he was in a toothpaste commercial. This was not the plan. The vote ended tied 6-6. The audience screamed, the house screamed, Tash screamed so loudly I think my neighbor's dog joined in. Act 3. Production steps in and immediately regrets it. In Australian Big Brother, a tie triggers a series of increasingly dramatic tie-breaking mechanisms. But this time, production added a twist not even the contestants knew about. The safe housemates must publicly debate who stays for a full 10 minutes before casting a sudden death vote. This was a mistake. A glorious, horrifying mistake. The 10-minute debate from the depths of reality TV hell. What followed was the greatest unintentional comedy ever aired live. Tash accused Cody of strategic moonwalking. Cody accused Tash of playing Big Brother like it's a talent show. Mia said absolutely nothing. She just watched, sipping water like she was waiting for the season finale of someone else's drama. Levi gave a speech so emotional that even the studio audience went silent, until he ended it with, "And that's why I deserve to win this show." That wasn't what they were debating, but everyone applauded anyway. Then the sudden death vote happened. And that brings us to the moment that surpassed Rachel Reilly's BB27 eviction. The votes were read. 1 vote for Mia. 1 vote for Levi. 2 votes for Mia. 2 votes for Levi. 3 votes for Mia. 3 votes for Levi. The tension was unreal. Then came the final key. Cody's. He stood, stretched, cracked his knuckles, unnecessary but iconic, and delivered the line that will go down in franchise lore. I vote to evict both of them. Gasps, screams, confusion. Even the host's jaw dropped. Production scrambled. Was that allowed? As it turns out, no. But the rules didn't explicitly forbid the attempt. The vote was ultimately cast for Levi because he wrote Levi's name on the card, and Levi left the house in absolute pandemonium. But the damage was done. The moment had gone viral within minutes. The hashtag CodyChaos trended for 48 hours. Tash fainted on camera, she was fine, and immediately asked if they had captured it in HD. And Mia, the woman who technically survived the eviction, looked like she needed a week-long nap and possibly therapy. So, is it really worse than Rachel Reilly's BB27 eviction? I didn't want to admit it. Rachel Reilly's BB27 eviction lived rent-free in my brain for years. It was perfect TV, messy, dramatic, unpredictable, and iconic. But the Australian spinoff? They broke the game. Not metaphorically, they literally broke the rules mid-show. The chaos wasn't just from a blindside, it was from a contestant attempting to evict a concept. It was from a production team desperately rewriting rules as they aired live. It was from a house descending into a Lord of the Flies argument while Australia watched in real time. Rachel's eviction was art. The Australian eviction was abstract art, the kind that makes you question your sanity. And that's why it wins. Why this moment will live in reality TV history. Here's what sets it apart. It destroyed the illusion of control. Big Brother is supposed to be a well-oiled machine with twists that are scripted and controlled. This eviction proved that sometimes the house guests are driving the train toward a cliff and production is simply a passenger holding a clipboard. It showcased the full spectrum of human behavior: panic, humor, betrayal, confusion, existential dread. Television hasn't seen this many emotions at once since the finale of Lost. It created a villain and a legend. Cody is now a franchise icon, whether people want him to be or not. It rewrote what unexpected means in Big Brother. After this, no eviction on Earth feels safe. Final thoughts. The world has changed and there is no going back. I once believed Rachel Reilly's BB27 eviction was the greatest, wildest, most unbelievable moment the Big Brother universe could possibly produce. But Australia said, "Hold my Tim Tam," and delivered the most chaotic live eviction in franchise history. Rachel will always be a legend. Her BB27 eviction will always be iconic. But Big Brother Australia has officially out-chaosed the Queen. And honestly, I think she'd respect that.